Welcome to a new edition of See What's On, Central Maine's radio arts magazine, brought to you by Community Productions and Mix 107.9. It's Sunday, July 17th, 2016. I'm your host, Dick Dyer. Each week we scour the region and highlight the new and the unique arts happenings wherever they might occur. From Bangor to Lewiston, from Farmington to Rockland, from lounges to formal theaters, from galleries, festivals, libraries, movie houses, and maybe even your own home. If it's on, it's on. See what's on. This week we pay tribute to an internationally famous jazz musician and visit with Mary Leaming and Kevin Libby about the upcoming Unity Festival on July 30th. Mary will detail the day and Kevin will share some music from his upcoming show. This segment of See What's On is brought to you by SBS Carbon Copy, located on Main Street in Waterville. SBS is a family-owned business and has always been a strong supporter of the arts and community development. Visit them at mainprintingservices.com. Maine lost one of its greatest musicians with the passing of Steve Grover this past week. Steve was an international force in the jazz world, both in the performing and teaching arts, as he has done in summer camps and for the University of Maine at Augusta for several years. Steve was honored in 1994 for the Thelonious Monk Institute of Jazz BMI Composition Competition for his album Blackbird Suite. He will be missed. To honor Steve, please listen to a cut of the song Short Sweet with the Steve Grover Quintet. That was the Steve Grover Quintet. We'll be back in a couple of minutes and talk about the upcoming Unity Festival. Welcome back. You're listening to See What's On Mix 107.9. You can hear recent shows that you may have missed on SeeWhat'sOn.com. That's the letter C, What's On, or on Facebook.com, Arts in Central Maine. Please take the time to send us your story ideas and calendar listings for upcoming arts events. The Unity Festival is coming right up on July 30th. Joining us in the studio right now is Mary Leaming, producing director of Unity Barn Raisers and a coordinator for this year's festival. So welcome into the studio, Mary. I would talk with us about the third annual Unity Festival.
Thanks for having me. I'm psyched to be here.
Oh, great. Sounds like a great event. You've done this, obviously, for a couple of years before. What's new and unique about this year?
Right. So, as you just said, this is our third year. The last 2 years, we've been mainly focused at the Field of Dreams. And this year, we're so excited because we're offering a series of events that are happening throughout the day that give us a taste of all the great things that Unity has to offer.
And this is really designed to showcase the town of Unity in a big way.
It is. It's to showcase our wonderful community. We have many great things about our community, and this is just a small piece, a fragment of all the wonderful things that we have to offer.
Great. And I know my partner and I, Gary Poulin, with Community Productions, are very happy to be working with you in the town to lead to the culminating event we'll talk about later in the show that evening. But what can family members expect for the day?
Right. So we have a series of small events that happen throughout the day. We're going to start off at 9 a.m. at the Northern Solstice Alpaca Farm. So from 9 to 10:30 a.m., we will have soap felting, free coffee, and donuts.
Will people get to meet some of the alpacas?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great place. The folks that work there are wonderful. Then starting at 11 a.m., we're going to move to the Field of Dreams. And that's where we've been the last 2 years. And that's kind of the center of our event. We will have hot dogs and chicken barbecue, ice cream. The local dance studio will put a performance on. The gymnastics studio will put a performance. We'll have kids' activities. The fire department, there'll just be a list of things happening. Vendors, crafts.
So hot dogs are plenty, it sounds like.
A lot of hot dogs. A lot of hot dogs, a lot of chicken barbecue, a lot of ice cream. And these are put on by our local folks like the American Legion Hall, the Volunteer Regional Food Pantry. So we're really excited that these organizations can highlight themselves as well, get some visibility in our community. So that'll wrap up at 3 p.m. And then we will move over to Unity Winery.
Oh, great.
From 4 to 6 p.m. A lot of folks may not know that Unity has a winery in our town. And so we're really excited to be there, and they will be offering free wine and cheese tasting.
Great.
From 4 to 6. Then, once we're done there, we're going to move over to the Unity College Center Performing Arts.
Yes, Unity Performing Arts Center. Yes, sure. That's all right. That's a mouthful there. That's all right.
It is a mouthful. At 7 p.m. So we've had a full day of alpacas and Field of Dreams and Unity Winery. And then we're going to move to the Performing Arts Center, and we're going to have this wonderful Kevin Libby concert that you all have generously offered to co-sponsor.
And happy to do so. And we'll be talking with Kevin and hearing some of his music coming up to tease everybody up to that show. So.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I also want to say I left out at noon at the Village at Depot Crossing. We're going to have a classic car rally.
Okay.
And also the Belfast Moosehead Lake Railroad.
The railroad.
Yes. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in that same area, we'll have a motor car excursion. So folks can get in these little motor cars on the railroads. Each ride lasts about 45 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, you can go around and see the lake, and then I think it's $5 for a donation.
And those donations support
the maintenance of the railroad.
Maintenance of the railroad, which is great, right there in the village.
Right there in the village.
So if people want to find out more about the festival, where do you direct them?
So folks can definitely give me a call. My email is programs@unitybarnraisers.org. My telephone number is 948-9005, and we're working on the website, which is www.unityme.org/fest. Also, I want to add, if folks are looking to be a vendor at the Field of Dreams, there's still time to reserve that space. The space is free, and definitely email me or call me if you would like to be there.
Wonderful. We'll look forward to great weather and a great time in
I'm
Unity.
Excited. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Mary.
Thank you.
As Mary mentioned, Kevin Libby is performing Saturday night, July 30th at 7 p.m. at the Unity College Performing Arts Center. We'll talk with Kevin momentarily, but first take a listen to a cut from a song he will be performing from his most recent album, Free Man Yet.
And when this is all over, and I got nothing left to say, I'm gonna sail that whiskey river straight to Tequila Bay. Sail out on that lonesome ocean, right past the island of regret, and down what's left of my devotion. I'll be a free man yet. I'll drown what's left of my devotion. I'll be a free man yet.
That was Free Man Yet by Kevin Libby. You can get tickets for the Unity Festival concert at Unity Performing Arts Center by going to www.uccpa.unity.edu. Let's take a minute to talk with Kevin. Welcome to our studio, Kevin.
Nice to be here, Dick. I'm glad I could make it.
It's great. It doesn't seem like it's been so short, the release of the Free Man Yet album, which we just heard the title cut from.
Yeah. It was about a good year ago.
Yes.
Just about. It was my last show here.
With the full band, and what people are going to see coming up at the Unity Festival is your full band.
Yeah, I've got a fresh batch of players I put together. I got an old friend of mine, and Roddy Moore, and a friend is from my old stomping ground, Mr. Terry Sturdivant, and another friend, two friends, Peter Johnson and Peter Ray, are going to be with me on that one.
Familiar names to a lot of our listeners, for sure.
Yes, sir.
And you'll be doing some new cuts, not performed during your Free Man Yet concert at the Waterville Opera House.
That's true. I'm going to cover everything I did on the CD, and then I'm going to offer up some songs that I used to do and a couple of tunes that I've just put together for just this show. So it's going to be fun. I know. We're going to have a good time.
Absolutely. And you've got a lot of fans up that way, I know.
Yeah.
In the Unity area, over to Belfast and up in Oakland, and so many people will be joining us at that show.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, that's for sure.
So this particular show on July 30th, you'll have the full band performing some new stuff and some stuff that we haven't heard in any case from you, unless they've seen you in some of your other performing venues, like Sully's down in Winthrop.
Yeah, I've worked out a couple of fresh ones at Sully's, and then I also have a couple that I haven't played for anyone yet, except for my boys in the band, and we're working those up, and we're having a lot of fun with them.
So some special surprises.
Yes.
So, and coming right up, we're going to hear What About Me? Can you introduce this song for me?
Well, I wrote it a long time ago, and it was, of course, after a heartbreak session, and I was just feeling sorry for myself and thinking about everybody else is having a really good time, but what about me? It's kind of a sappy, feel sorry for yourself song, but I don't care. At the time, I was sappy and feeling sorry for myself. So
I think we've all been there at one time or another.
I imagine.
Let's listen right now to What About Me?
All right, go. Well, I know we've been apart for quite a while. I still see you every day. I see your smile. Your memory lingers on in the words of all my songs. Baby, why is getting over you taking so damn long? I'd always hoped the years would make us strong, but after all these years, I guess that I was wrong. I'll be around, baby, you know, I got no place else to go. And the people came to listen, and they all deserve a show. But what about me? What about me? What do I do with this memory? I'm not asking for a lover no one else could ever do. What about me? I won't worry about you. Now I'm gone, baby, I won't worry about you being alone. I know that you've got all our old friends standing on your side, and they listen to your stories, and they hold you when you cry. But what about me? What about me? What do I do with your memory? I'm not asking for a lover no one else could ever do. What about me? What about me?
That was Kevin Libby and What About Me? We'll return to our talk with Kevin in just a minute, but first, a word from our sponsors. This segment of See What's On is brought to you by We Heart Maine, an electronic magazine all about Maine. Find out more about We Heart Maine by visiting them on weheartmaine.com. We welcome this new publication and their stories of interest to all of us here in Central Maine. Kevin Libby released his Free Man Yet album last year, but didn't have room to include some of the other original tunes like What About Me you just heard. His musical style ranges from the late Merle Haggard with a splash of Willie Nelson. He adds in a bit of James Taylor, and what you get is a unique blend of bluesy country style that Kevin has become known for. Now let's jump back into our conversation with Kevin. I wanted to talk with you a little bit, Kevin. You've agreed to open for a big-named act this September at the Waterville Opera House again.
Yeah, after a lot of serious thought and consideration, I took my time and said, well, yes, of course I'll open for Sawyer Brown. That would be a blast. I'm having an awful lot of fun with that, just thinking about it, talking about it. And it's going to be definitely another high point in my short career here.
And that will be a solo show. That'll be just you.
Just me. I got 25 minutes to do just my own stuff, just do it my way.
And you'll hear some of the songs we've heard today and others, probably.
And others. I'll have time to do 5 or 6 tunes. I'll do mostly from the CD, but I'll do a couple of the fresh ones that I got coming.
Mm-hmm. Anything particular about Sawyer Brown that makes this special for you?
Well, yeah, I remember when they won the contest, I watched them win. I remember when they asked, what are you going to do with the money? They said, we're going to pay the rent. Well, shoot, that's cool. I like these guys. So I've been listening to them ever since.
Mm-hmm. And that was
I grew up
Star Search, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like Ed McMahon show, Star Search. Yeah, exactly.
So. And so it's really exciting for me to be able to hang out with these guys for a while. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I know I am.
Any of your songs model in any way after their style or similar?
I wouldn't say so.
But you do the classic country style and a mix of things, really.
Somewhat. There's quite a bit of blues flavor in what I do, and some folk flavor. But they're country rock and real good at it, too. And I'm not so much country rock as I am a blues country or some honky-tonks.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Sure.
But they honky-tonk pretty well, too.
Yeah, they do. And it's not unlike the number we're about to hear. Shut Me Off with the Jukebox.
Yes, sir, one of my favorites. Right straight from the heart, this one is.
And I heard you do this a while ago, and it was such a pleasure to know that you're going to be performing that at the Unity Show and in other places now. So let's listen now to Shut Me Off with the Jukebox.
Enjoy. Shut me off with the jukebox when the lights go out. Cover me with tablecloth and lock the door on your way out. I'll come back on with the neons. I'll be sobered up by then. So don't forget my wake-up drink, around a half a glass of gin. I'm a lonely man at home, so I just don't care to go. My baby left me all alone there, seems like years ago. I know the man that owns this place, I just call him Jim. And I occupy this table space, and I spend my rent with him. So shut me off with the jukebox when the lights go out. Cover me with tablecloth, lock the door on your way out. I'll come back on with the neons, I'll be sobered up by then. Don't forget my wake-up drink, around a half a glass of gin. Don't forget my wake-up drink, around a half a glass of gin. Shut me off with the jukebox.
Well, that's our show for this week. Special thanks to our guests Mary Leaming and Kevin A. Libby. I would also like to say a special thanks to Gatsby for technical assistance in producing this show here on 107.9 The Mix. My partner Gary Pullen and I hope you reach out to us on Facebook and visit our website at seewhatson.com. Remember, that's the letter C, whatson.com, and share that with your friends. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday for more features about the arts in Central Maine. That's it for me. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and remember, if it's on, See What's On.